نويت الأربعين، نويت الاعتكاف، نويت الخلوة، نويت الغزة، نويت الرياض، نويت السلوك لله تعالى العظيم في هذا المسجد. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us what he called it in Holy Quran, nafs. What we focus on in this series of associations or of guidance or advice, or if you want to call it lectures, they are not lectures. They are a kind of experiences that Awliya Allah has expressed it through their lives to their students. And in this, inshallah, Ramadan 1429 Hijri 2008, Ramadan 2008, we will go through that series, which I know it will not finish, it's impossible to finish it. But we'll keep going, because it's important to learn experiences of branches of Naqshbandi order and the knowledge that they have acquired, and also experiences of branches of other Sufi order that they have acquired and taught to their students. All ways, all different roads is going to end up in one place. All roads ends up in the center of the cities, no? Maybe everyone going from different direction. Some roads are longer than others. Some roads are quicker than others, shorter. So in Tariqah also the same. Some roads might be shorter, some roads might be longer. It depends on the experiences of that branch sheikh and his connection to Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah from beginning of dunya, he said, وَنَفْسٍ وَمَا سَوَّاهَا, and the self, and he put it together. That self of a human being has been put together in the way that that self can know what is good and what is bad. Because Allah said, فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا. Allah inspired the self what is good for it and what is not good. Now the question comes, how, now this question is coming now from Maulana Sheikh, is how is this self is a separate entity that was sent on the body? Is it or within the formation of the child in the womb of the mother, that separate entity joined with the soul? Or is that self was after the child was born, that self came in? Because when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inspired the self, what is good for it and what is bad. Allah said, فَأَلْهَمَهَا. He is the one that inspired the self. What is good, what is bad. Which self? Is it the self of Adam alayhi salam and then went through all his grandchildren, through his genes? Is it coming with the genes of a human being and everyone has a different self? A big question mark. But we know that that self is found within us. And that's why from our grandsheikhs, Maulana Sheikh Abdullah al-Faiz Dastani and Maulana Sheikh Nazim's experiences, is that in the awrad they gave us to recite daily 500 times Ya Samad, then you don't need to depend on anyone except on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is the one that provides, He is the one that keeps you healthy, He is the one that keeps you this. Samad, that He is not dependent. Allah is not dependent on anyone. You are Allah is independent. We are dependent on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ya Samad means He is the one that doesn't need anything, is not dependent on anything. So He gave us to recite 500 times Ya Samad to cut down طفل النفس المذمومة, the childish ego that we have from birth. We have begun to build our immature child, which is called an-nafs, the other than the body. So طفل النفس المذمومة, the childish bad characteristics that we begin to build on ourselves, on our, if you call it ego or nafs, the self. These bad characteristics, they come from how you are a child and you have these bad characteristics. Means they are reflections from those who are raising you and reflection from those who are around you. That's why always children, they inherit the good characteristics of the parents and the bad characteristics of the parents. So the child will grow in all kind of pollutions that we are raising them in that environment. They are going to be in all kind of these pollutions. If the wife is feeding the child, is ablution or no ablution? If the father feeding the child food or a bottle milk and fighting with his wife. or with anger, or smoking, or drunk, or shouting, or having jealousy from others. So all these bad characteristics that we are acquiring it slowly, it shows that the self is an entity by itself that came pure, but we destroyed it. That's why he said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورًا وَنَفْسٍ وَمَا سَوَّاهَا. He built it. He balanced it. Sawaha means he perfected. He fashioned it. Allah doesn't fashion something bad. You go today to fashion houses. They try to be creative, innovative, in the best clothes they can. They want to dress you the nicest colors. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not like a human. When he fashioned with the best. That's why Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, يُولَدُ الْإِنسَانُ عَلَى الْفِطْرَةِ. Human beings are born on innocence. Means Allah fashioned us pure. So either his parents make him this or make him that. But you are born, everyone is born on innocence. وَنَفْسٍ وَمَا سَوَّاهَا. And the self, and Allah fashioned it, put it in the best way. So when he fashioned it and put it in a best way, in a pure way, he said to the nafs, to that self, be careful, there is this, you can follow my straight path, Siratul Mustaqim, the good way, and there is this evil way. Don't approach that. Like a child, you tell him, oh, don't go there, there is fire there. It will burn you. So he comes back. Allah is saying, this is good for you, this is not good for you. Inspire the self. And that's why also he said, when you establish, when some people die today, what they recite on them at the end, Ya ayyatuha an-nafsul mutma'inna. They in Middle East countries, when someone dies, they have like a flyer. They put it on the walls everywhere on the streets, people to know that this person died. And on the top they write, Ya ayyatuha an-nafsul mutma'inna, irji'i ila rabbiki radiyatan mardiyah. Oh self, Ya ayyatuha an-nafs, peaceful self, irji'i ila rabbiki, go back to your Lord. Radiyatan mardiyah, peacefully satisfied. That's when someone died. But in reality also, when your ego dies, that's why Allah said to the ego, you want me? This is the way, this is the good way. You don't want me? This is the bad way. فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا. He inspired the self, فُجُورَهَا. What is going to make the self bad? All its corruption. وَتَقْوَاهَا. And its piety. You be pious. So if you are pious, then that's why awliyaullah, they reach a level when the nafs becomes so pious, they don't follow the fujur, the bad ways. What will happen? Their self become mutma'inna, they are peaceful, and that's why the ayah of Holy Quran will imply to them, Ya ayyatuha an-nafsul mutma'inna, O peaceful self, come to me. Irji'i ila rabbiki radiyatan mardiyah. Come to me. That's why when you come to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when you have a peaceful self, what will happen? He opens for you. فَادْخُلِي فِي عِبَادِي وَادْخُلِي Jannati, enter in my servants, means I'm taking the bad self away, and now I'm replacing it because you moved on the good, on the Sirat al-Mustaqim, the good way. I'm giving you now the peaceful self. Come to me. Enter now, clean and clear and crystal clear, pious, sincere, generous, rememberer of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Enter now the body of my servant, means rejuvenate him to be a saint. And now when he become a saint, a grand sheikh, when he become like that, connected to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, وَادْخُلِي جَنَّتِي, enter my paradise. What is Allah's paradise? Is the presence, to be in the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is the highest level of paradise, to be with the presence of Prophet. That's why there are many awliya Allah. They are in the presence of Prophet 24 hours. There are awliya Allah, they are in the presence of Prophet might be 1 second in 24 hours. It depends how much they have acquired of higher levels. So this is an introduction to show that the self, Allah created it, a separate entity that it will, what you say, it will go inside that body with the soul, but pure. You polluted your environment, and that's why you see some kids sometimes, they are very peaceful, they are very straightforward. You see them, they don't lie. When they grow up, you see them. It's the way how I've been affected. And some children, very wild. And there are in between. Because, as we said, is the environment of the house, is the environment of people around them, is the environment that affect and pollute them. All of us like that. But the importance is to follow the good way. Even we grow up, even you become at any age, we have to follow the guidance, and that's why it is said, "Man la shaykha lahu fa shaykhuhu shaitan." The one who doesn't have a sheikh, his sheikh is shaitan, because always he's going to fall and no one is going to guide him. That's why it's very important to have a guide. Don't say, as many people say, "Oh, no need for guide." No, you need a guide. You need a father. You need a mother. A child needs a father and a mother. If a child doesn't have a mother and a father, what they say? He's what? Orphan. Because orphan, what is orphan means? Means a lost child in the wilderness, in the wild environment. So they establish today, from human rights, they begin to think about those people, they establish for them places that they can stay in. But the one who doesn't have a father or a mother is orphan. The one who doesn't have a sheikh is orphan. He's orphan because shaitan will play with him quickly. So awliya Allah, they reach the level of peaceful self, nafsul mutma'inna. So when you reach the nafsul mutma'inna, we know there are many different self. But the highest one is nafsul mutma'inna, is Allah give it a chance to rejuvenate back that servant. فَادْخُلِي فِي عِبَادِي, enter in my servant. وَادْخُلِي جَنَّتِي, and enter my paradise. Mean enter my knowledge. I will give you my knowledge. Enter the ocean of knowledge. If that we want to learn. I know that it is very difficult. We come, we listen, we go. I listen also with you, and then it comes, goes in one ear, goes from the other ear. But whatever its crumbs stays there, is at least better than nothing. Because for sure the heart is picking up like a video camera, or like audio recorder. It picks everything. It managed to have every detail, but to act on it, that is difficult. So that's why awliyaullah, they say, be patient. We know you are not going to get it in 1 day or 2 days or 3 days. You have to be patient. Many people, they say, oh, we followed a sheikh and we feel that we are still in our same level. No, you are wrong. You are improving. But because you were so much polluted, it needs time. They had before an antibiotic that takes 30 days to clear you from a sickness. Then knowledge advanced, they become, 15 days. Then 10 days. Oh, now 5 days. Then they drop to 3 days. Now one time you take antibiotic, it lasts to clean you. So we have to be patient until we have to be cleaned. It's not going to be in 1 day after we have been raised for 20 years, 30 years on all kind of wild characteristics. Now in 1 day we are going to solve it. That's why you see even those who are assigned to run zikr or to give a lecture, they are also in an environment of wild characteristics, and they have wild characteristics. They have ego, greediness for everything. That's why it's very difficult to see someone, whatever level he reached, if he did not reach the level of sainthood. Even in sainthood you have levels also. If you did not reach the level of sainthood, still you are going to show ego greediness. It's not easy to ego to let us to leave it, to the ego to let us be relieved from it and make us to ride on the ego. It's impossible. It's very difficult. It's sickness. When Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam is a prophet, he received lot of inquiries when they put him before they put the fire on. They were building a huge what you say?
Bonfire.
Huh?
Bonfire.
Bonfire. Bonfire. So they were building this huge place to burn him. Means they put him in that huge, polluted, bad characteristics. This wood that they were going to burn are all these bad characteristics, if we want to understand, not for Sayyidina Ibrahim, but for us. This is a reflection of our bad characteristic is so huge, they are going to burn us. As soon as we give a match to these bad characteristics, you are burned, you go wild. These bad characteristics within us are bigger than the fire of Namrud that he was burning, he wants to burn Sayyidina Ibrahim. Anyone goes into that bonfire, and someone give a match, what will happen? If now today a room, a house, you say, oh, the fire marshal coming, the fire trucks coming to put the fire down. Oh, 5 victims, 8 victims. What you imagine that Namrud, that Allah cursed, build a fire bigger than a skyscrapers to burn Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. It was so huge that he was building for years. And when it was done, he brought Sayyidina Ibrahim. What happened? Too many inquirers came to Ibrahim alayhi Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, we'll save you, we'll save you, we'll save you. You want? Sayyidina Jibreel was coming every moment. Ya Ibrahim, you need any help, anything, take you out. He said, you came by yourself? You came here by yourself? You cannot move by yourself from your place to come here to me. Who sent you? The one who sent you knows more what I need. I am not in need for you. Because he was nafsul mutma'inna. He was Sayyidina Ibrahim, peaceful self. He has that, Allah gave him that. He's the father of prophets. So, then fire became what? When he said, I don't need you, I don't need anything from you. I need from him, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He knows what I need. What I need? He knows. If he wants me to be burnt in his love, it's no problem. I'm going back to him. I am with him. If he wants me to stay, I'm staying. So he knows what I need. Allah sent and revealed, Ya naru kuni bardan wa salaman ala Ibrahim. O fire, be cool and peaceful on Ibrahim. That fire stopped, that was burning, but Ibrahim was in a peaceful cool breeze that he was enjoying. And in some seerah about prophets, their lives, they say that people were seeing a full paradise that Sayyidina Ibrahim was enjoying in this fire. It was a paradise, heavenly paradise. Allah turned it in heavenly paradise. And the evidence is that verse which we just mentioned. Ya ayyatuha an-nafsul mutma'inna. O peaceful self. When you are peaceful, you destroy your bad characteristics with fire. You throw fire on them and you destroy all these bad characteristics. What will happen? You become a peaceful self. Allah is telling the self, go back to my servant, rejuvenate him and come to my paradise now. He can come now because now he's clean. Sayyidina Ibrahim already clean, he doesn't need that. But this is for us to learn that we want to get rid of these bad characteristics, burn them. How you can burn them? It's very simple, but it's very difficult. It's very easy, but it is very difficult to act on it. You know what is good, you know what is bad. You cannot say, no, I don't know. Allah said in Holy Quran, فَأَلْهَمَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَهَا. Allah inspired the self, what is not good for it, and what is good for it. Means use your, this is what Maulana said. If you are not so much into Sharia, you know what is you have to do or not. Check it within your mind. If your mind, say no, this is not, I don't believe this is going to be, Allah likes it, this is like a sin, leave it. If comes to you that, no, this is okay, no problem. It's not, you have a balance. Everyone has a balance. Allah said, لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. Allah does not burden anyone with more than what he can take or contain. So Allah is saying to you, I'm not burdening you. Think to yourself. Make sure that what is you think is good, do it. What is bad, stop it. So do you know good or bad? Yeah? We know. Then what is bad, we stop. What is good? But it's very difficult to act on it and to accept it. We say it. That's why Awliya Allah, they say, be patient. Be patient. But you attend these teachings slowly. It changes a little bit. It's like a small catalyst you put in a formula or a chemical equation in order to to accelerate and speed up what you need to do in a chemical equation. So this becomes a little bit, we are very like small drops putting there, make it changes, little bit changes. When you give an injection, you don't bring a horse injection and give it to a human being and push it all the way one time. Then you'll have a big pumper on the side. So they come, doctors, they say, we are like children. Oh, don't worry, my child, pat him little bit and little bit, caress him, and then I'll caress her, and little bit the doctor, children, doctor, a little bit. He says, this is small, and check it and put it in and give it slowly. Awliya Allah, they have to do that. They have to pamper us. Slowly. So don't expect, I am going to be, if I am a representative or giving a lecture or speaking, or I'm finished or I become a high-level saint. Where is sainthood? Where is us? Everyone hopes to be. Why not? Competition in Islam, in religion, in Sharia is acceptable. You see someone fasting, you say, why is fasting? I like to fast also. You go fast, it's good. That jealousy, that envy is nice. In Sharia, in spirituality, in Islam. You try to imitate the others, what they are doing, good, do. But if you see someone is not fasting in Ramadan and say, he's not fasting, why I have to fast? That's not good. That's we are losing. Don't compete for bad, compete for good. So Awliya Allah, they are they give their advice to their student, and not like us, you have few hundred or few thousand. In their associations, they used to have 10,000 people, 5,000 people, 1,000 people. Today in an association, how many you have? Like associations for learning spirituality. In a conference, you will have more people, but a conference is like a Turkish bus. Everyone from one side is speaking. But they are going to learn from a conference. They go listen, they forget everything. But teaching is to be near like classrooms, they don't accept in the class more than 20 students. Sometimes it goes up, in Middle East goes to 30 students. But here might be 10 students, they say enough for the class, because then the focus of the teacher on 10 children. So focus of teachings will be with a smaller group is better than with a bigger group. So, but let's be continuous. So when they address their student in the previous time or in these times, as if they are speaking with everyone, not they are speaking to a whole group. Everyone think the Sheikh is speaking to me. So he doesn't speak to them when he address, he doesn't speak to them in a plural way. He speaks to them with like a singular way. He doesn't say, oh, gentlemen, M-E-N, plural. What he says? Oh, gentleman. But there are hundreds, thousands, but he's using, to address directly, he use singular. And they don't say gentleman, because you are not yet gentle. You are not gentlemen yet. Man or woman? We are what? Wild. We are what? Why we are wild? Because we are underage. We are kids. So what they are used to call, to speak with their audience? Ya ghulam. You know Ya ghulam? Yeah, what's Ya ghulam? Huh?
Child.
What?
Child.
Oh?
Oh, child.
Oh, child. Oh, child. I'm 60 years of age. I am a child. This one is 50 years of age. That one 40. That's one 20. That's what 18. How am I a child? You tell a person you are a child, what he will do? If he has a knife, he stab you. I'm a child. You are a child. No, you are a child. Both we are children. They call them awliya Allah, they call, because they want to teach adab. And they want to speak directly to everyone in the one, it is one language, but everyone will understand that language in a different meaning. That's their secrets. Everyone will say, oh, the Sheikh is speaking to me. No, he's not speaking to you, he's speaking to everyone. But he is using singular terms in order that really he is speaking to everyone the same language, but in a different meaning it comes to his heart. That's why he said, Ya ghulam, oh kid. Leave child. Say kid, you are a kid. He doesn't say, oh kids. Oh kid. And everyone, oh, I'm a kid now. So what kid needs? An adult, you don't send him to school. He comes and say, oh, what kind of school? I'm already PhD, it's finished. But in the spiritual terms, he's a kid. So he's a kid. Kid cannot, even you are PhD, even you are 100 years of age, if you did not reach maturity in destroying your wild characters, you are a kid. If a PhD professor did not destroy his wild characteristics, he is a kid in the eyes of spiritual people. Whatever age you are. And he said to him, I will quote little, smart bombs on your ego. So he said, you have 4 enemies. So what you need to use for the enemies? You have to prepare yourself to fight your enemy. What are your enemies? Nafs, the self, hawa, which he is describing, desires, bad desires. Dunya, this flashy world around you that's worth nothing. And shaitan, Satan. You have 4 enemies already. They teach you have these 4 enemies. So prepare yourself to... Did you go ever to the desert? In your country? In the desert. You put your hands in the sand, what? On the beach. Put your hand in the sand, what happened? It is like water. It moves every direction. Be like sand in their hands, mean any direction they move you, you are moving. Don't take a form. In the hands, sand doesn't take a form. As soon as you put on it mud, water, what it will take? A form. Immediately children, they make, what? They make, what they call it, house beach? Castle, sand castles. But you need what with it? You need something, another element. He said, don't let any other element to touch you, because then you will not be a sand in the hands of these awliya Allah. You cannot move, then you will be stuck. You have a form. Be without a form. Because when you are not, you have no form, you are what? When someone lose his body, when you lose your body, when you die, can you control anymore your body? They take it. So be sand in their hands, be dead in their hands. Then you enter in the ayah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned, يخرج الحي من الميت ويخرج الميت من الحي. Means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take out of your dead, out of dead He make you alive. When you become sand and earth, earth under their feet, sands between their hands. Means submission to Allah, submission to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If not, then you'll not reach that level. يخرج الحي من الميت. He will bring the life out of the dead. ويخرج الميت من الحي. And He will take your dead body from your soul. On both cases, it's an equilibrium that Allah balanced you and give you rejuvenation of body, rejuvenation of the soul. We'll stop here inshallah and we'll continue next time this series through whole Ramadan. ومن الله التوفيق والحكمة الفاتحة.